All right, Chad, let's talk a little Georgia State recruiting. The Peach State is absolutely loaded with talent. Top out-of-state teams, though, they're finding some success in Georgia. Who do you think right now in this cycle is doing the most damage in the state of Georgia?
I mean, obviously, you could argue maybe Texas now because getting the number one player in the state with Tyler Atkins, this is their only lone commitment from Georgia, but they pulled the top guy in the Peach State in Atkinson. But if you're talking about numbers and talent and star power, I think you have to start with Alabama. You know, obviously, Xavier Griffin, a huge win there. They beat Texas and Florida State, Georgia, some other schools for Xavier Griffin out of Gainesville. His teammate, Jamarian Matthews, commits to Alabama as well. Now, I'll say this. We're talking about Peach State recruitment, but both of those guys relocated to Georgia from the state of Alabama.
Right.
So it's almost like two in-state wins for Alabama with Matthews and Xavier Griffin. But Jordan Edmonds, an elite cornerback from Georgia, they would beat Georgia and Tennessee there for Edmonds. And then I think an offensive tackle, offensive lineman, Chris Booker, another kid from the Atlanta metro area that Bama got committed early. Multiple schools have tried to flip Booker, but Bama stayed strong there. And I think if you stay in the SEC, I like Texas A&M, and I like with what Florida has done in the Peach State too. With Texas A&M, the most recent commit, Bryce Perry Wright, a huge win over Texas and some other programs like Clemson and schools like that. An interior D lineman from Buford, the power program in the Peach State. Tristan Givens, an elite edge guy from down in Carver, Columbus. And then teammates at Douglas County High School, Aaron Gregory and Jordan Carter, a wide receiver and a pass rush edge guy out of the Peach State. And then Florida, you know, doing a great job also. I love the running back Carson Baker, at one time trending to Ohio State. Georgia was up there on his radar as well. And then big, I would call it jumbo athlete, Hezzy Kent is a big pickup, beating Texas and Miami for Florida as well. And then Tyler Chukoyim, a very athletic top 100 guy for us at Rivals with Charles Power and Cody Belair. Loving what Tyler brings to the table from athleticism and size, kind of an under the radar commitment, but I think potentially could be a steal in this class for Florida.
So the team that I think is probably coming in and is maybe the pain in the side of Georgia is probably Texas A&M, because you expect Alabama to cross the border into Georgia and recruit well. You expect the Gators, you know, there's border wars going on there with the Georgia Bulldogs. But I feel like A&M is the program on the rise right now that's kind of coming in and picking off some guys that maybe they normally don't. Do you see it that way?
They're doing a great job. I mean, obviously, Elko coached at Duke. He has connections to this area in the Atlanta area. Look, as we both know, covering recruiting for a long time, the state of Georgia is one of the top 3 or 4 states in the country from a production standpoint. So if you're Texas, if you're Texas A&M, if you're USC, if your program's outside the area, if you can come in and cherry pick, you know, 2, 3, even more each cycle, you're winning some battles there. Of course, Georgia wants to keep the best at home, but they can't win every battle, that's for sure.
Right. Do you think that there's anything Kirby Smart needs? I know Georgia fans are watching this coming off of Texas, you know, coming in and rating some of their prospects, but do you think there's anything that Kirby Smart needs to change or do differently when it comes to in-state recruiting?
I mean, I think you can't argue with his success. I mean, obviously the biggest loss, of course, right now is Tyler Atkinson. I mean, they would have loved to have had Braden Ross, a huge win. They would have loved to have him. Tennessee got a big win there over Texas from a kid at Kell High School in Marietta. But we're talking about Georgia. They got their guy in Caden Protho. They got their running back in Jay Lamar. They got their edge guy in Kamari Brooks. They win a lot of battles in this state, and that's really all you can ask for. You can't win them all. If you can win most of them, you're going to succeed if you're Kirby Smart at Georgia.